Wings of Fire. The Dragonet Prophecy. Chapter 10. Not big enough to be a dragon, Tsunami whispered. I think. Now Clay could hear a huffing, panting sound and cracking of branches. It sounded more prey than predator. He pried Tsunami's claws off his snout and whispered, Maybe we can eat it. They couldn't rescue the other dragonets until sunrise anyway, and he wanted to test out his hunting skills outside the caves. A short, pale creature stumbled into the moonlight clearing in front of them. The top of his furry head was barely as high as Clay's shoulder. He had two long thin legs and two dangling arms that ended in floppy clawed talons. One arm held something pointy, like a giant dragon's claw, and the other was wrapped around the bulky sack. It spotted Tsunami and Clay, dropped everything it was holding, and shrieked a long, high-pitched note like the birds Clay had sometimes heard through the sky hole. It's a scavenger, Tsunami said with delight. Look, Clay, our first time outside and we are already seeing a real-life scavenger. It's so little, Clay said. And look, it's scavenging something right now. He reached out to poke the bulky sack. The creature screamed again, backed away and covered its head with its arm. I thought that'd be scarier, Tsunami said, disappointed. She lowered her snout to peek at it. One of these killed Queen Oasis? Really? She picked up the middle claw it had been carrying, which was 4 times as large as a regular dragon claw. I guess these are pretty sharp, but still. It must have been some kind of a lucky accident. Can we eat it? He asked, his tongue flicked in and out. Out and in. Slothflies said they're endangered, Tsunami said. But I say it's their fault we're in this war, so eat as many as you like. She swung her claw in circles, in a circle, and glared at the scavenger. The scavenger grabbed the scavenger gibbered a strange noise at them, waving his arm and sack and the claw, waving his arm and the sack at the claw. Some of his movements were almost dragon-like, as if he was trying to communicate to them. Maybe he wants us to have whatever's in here, Clay asked, lifting the sack. He appended it, and a pile of jewels and trinkets tumbled out, bouncing and sparkling across the glass. Clay saw 3 large rubies and a scattering of white diamonds among the gold shapes. Treasure! Tsunami cried. She picked up a silver medallion with a spiral carved into it, studded with sapphires. Glory would love that. So would I, Tsunami said. I know you like bringing her pretty things to cheer her up, but I saw this first. All right, Clay said diplomatically. Maybe something else. Can I keep all this treasure? Certainly not, said a new voice. Unless you want to fight me for it, which I don't advise. An orange skywing dragon, slightly bigger than Clay, landed soundlessly in the clearing behind the scavenger. Wreaths of smoke curled around her horns. As the scavenger shrieked again, she bent down and bit off his head. Blech, she said, spitting it out again immediately. The head bounced across the grass as the body slowly toppled over, blood pouring from his neck. Now that's just unfair, said the orange dragon. First of all, thieves are always trying to steal my beautiful treasure, and they aren't even delicious. And then they aren't even delicious when I catch them. She poked the body. All stingy and taste like fish. Yuck. Clay took a step back from the spreading pool of blood. He didn't feel hungry anymore. Who are you? Tsunami asked. She turned the medallion over between her claws if she wondered whether it might be worth fighting for. The orange dragon stared at her yellow eyes narrowed to slits. Clay noticed a fine coil of golden chainmail hung with rubies and rainbow drops, and fitted around the dragon's torso. A row of tiny rubies embedded between the scales over each of her eyes, and more rubies eddied the top of her wings. Whoever she was, she had lots of treasure, which meant she must be important. Don't you know who I am? The strange dragon said. How upsetting. I'm really hurt. Either I need to get out more, or you're not a very good spy, are you, Searing? I'm not a spy, Tsunami said. We don't even know where we are. We've been held prisoner, kind of, and we just escaped. The orange dragon tilted her head at Clay. A Searing and a Mudwing. Together? She said. Let's see, I know you're not from my dungeons unless I'm getting horribly forgetful. So who's holding you? Blaze? I don't think she has a prison camp. It wouldn't fit her everybody love me act. Clay took another step back. He didn't like the sound of a dragon who had her own dungeons. Tsunami, he said quietly, just give her back the treasure and let's go. A Mudwing using his head, said the orange dragon. You don't see that very often. She slid menacingly towards Tsunami, stepping right through the scavenger's blood and leaving red claw prints on the grass. Small flames flickered from her nostril, and steady steam of white smoke poured out and grabbed more thickly around her horns. "All right," Tsunami said, holding out the medallion. "We don't want any trouble." "Oh, neither do I," said the orange dragon. "That's why it makes me so sad when trouble keeps coming to me." She reached out and grabbed Tsunami's talon with the medallion still in it, squeezing hard. Clay started forward, but the strange dragon shot a bolt of flame at him, so he had to duck back. She glared at Tsunami. "Nobody touches my treasure." "We didn't know," Tsunami protested. "We don't even know who you are." "Oh," the dragon hissed. "Didn't I say? My name is Scarlet, but I highly recommend you calling me Your Majesty if you want to live." Clay inhaled sharply. Even he recognized that name. They were standing face to face with the Queen of the Skywings.